What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. The Portland Trail Blazers versus the Orlando Magic. Let's just jump right in and talk about it. You know how we do.
If this world were mine.
So the Portland Trail Blazers at home versus the Orlando Magic. Bad news to start the game. Anthony Simons, torn ligaments in his right thumb, shooting hand. He's out 4 to 6 weeks. That's bad news. I mean, really bad. Like that's really bad news. It was going to be a long season to begin with. You know what I'm saying? And now, it just gets a little longer. The reason being, I'm saying, because now you probably are going to have to keep Malcolm Brogdon, which again, I said it's great that he wants to be a part of this rebuilding process with Chauncey Billups. That's absolutely wonderful because it looks like he's not going anywhere anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? Which is good, which is fine. Anthony Simons, again, like I said, is a pure scorer on every level. I mean, just lethal. So of course Shaedon Sharpe fills in that role, in that starting position, which again, that's kind of how I saw things when the whole when Dame first said he wanted to be traded. I thought maybe they might blow the whole thing up. You know what I mean? Sending Ant somewhere, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of figured it'd be Scoot and Shaedon, and they'll just start from the ground up, in that backcourt. But that's great that Ant is there. I mean, he's still young anyway, but for him to be gone this 4 to 6 weeks, the team's really going to miss him. Shaedon slides in that two-guard role now starting. Like I said, he probably was going to play starter minutes anyway. So, and Shaedon he's not that far behind Anthony when it comes to just being a flat-out lethal scorer. He's not that far behind. I mean, again, like I said before, defensive awareness and things like that. He has to work on kind of the whole read and recognition thing. But he'll get there. He's a really young player, which means, to see where he's at now, obviously he's going to really, his ceiling is pretty high, So, but yeah, this was a good game, competitive. The Trailblazers were fighting hard. Malcolm Brogdon really playing well off the bench. Jeremy Grant was being aggressive, trying to pick his spots here and there, especially in that first half. Kind of didn't do as much in that second half. Didn't do as much in that second half. Wasn't as aggressive in that second half. But again, guys were in foul trouble. Jeremy Grant was in a little bit of foul trouble. Kind of got him out his rhythm. Scoot in foul trouble. When he was in there, just getting himself going, Scoot played well. Obviously being in foul trouble, just because, again, it was Scoot still figuring it out, as far as, let's say, that first game, let's say he was a good 3 steps behind. Let's say Scoot was a good 3 steps behind in that first game. And this game, let's say Scoot is, probably just a step behind. He's kind of figuring out the timing of it, figuring out the speed, figuring out how to utilize his speed, when to, kind of figuring those things out, But the team really kept fighting. I thought Coach did a really good job of going with the lineup that he went with. Again, like I said, remember I said in my last video, I was really shocked to see how bad Matisse was defensively off the ball. On the ball, again, he's good on the ball. He helps you on the ball. But I was really surprised to see last game, or that first game, how bad he was off the ball. For me, looking through my coach's eyes, that wasn't good at all. So it was no surprise to me to see that he didn't really get a lot of minutes in that second half. That really wasn't a surprise. You know what I'm saying? Coach Billups does a really good job, of making the adjustments necessary. And again, remember I said Malcolm Brogdon, man, that guy really he understands the game. So the question was, how many minutes will he be on the floor? Now with Anthony out, that's more minutes for Malcolm. You know what I'm saying? And the more minutes he gets on the floor, probably the better. So we'll see how those things play out. DeAndre Ayton, before we get out of here, DeAndre Ayton, he did okay. You know what I'm saying? As the team kept fighting, got back in the game, got down by 18, something like that. Franz Wagner just, it's a mismatch. he's a mismatch, for the Trailblazers. He played well. But yeah, the team kept fighting back, got back into the game. And one thing I want, DeAndre Ayton in that fourth quarter, especially towards the end of that fourth quarter, did a much better job of being a presence. He really, to me, now you comment down below, let me know if I'm tripping, you know what I'm saying? But to me, in that first half, DeAndre Ayton wasn't really a presence at all. You know what I'm saying? um, and I'm sure somebody probably said something to him like, yo, big fella, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, if the ball's not coming to you all the time, like if you're not a focal point in the offense, you got to get yourself going in other ways. You know what I'm saying? And a couple times he was making himself useful. He was getting the ball and getting active. You know what I'm saying? For real. But then he just kind of disappeared. So, but in that fourth quarter, that middle to late fourth quarter, he reappeared. And I thought, he reappeared at a really good time. I mean, DeAndre was running up and down the floor in that fourth quarter. Now, this is the fourth quarter now. You know what I'm saying? Usually he might get worn down, but he was fast up and down the court, challenging, rebounding. He was doing so good, there was no point in putting Robert Williams back in the game. You know what I'm saying? And you got to give DeAndre credit right there for that, for real. But going back to what I said about Malcolm Brogdon, I mean, right now, probably the more time he gets on the court, the better. When it comes to, decision making, execution, getting good shots, and good lessons for the young guys to learn. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I thought it was good. The adjustments coach made down the stretch to get the team back in the ball game. Obviously, with Jeremy Grant in foul trouble, Scoot in foul trouble. I mean, to still be in position to fight back and get in the game, not really have a clear chance to win the game, but definitely to get back in the game. This is one of those places you want to build from. You want to look at little things you could have did. There's plenty to look at to correct and get better at. So that's pretty good for the Trailblazers, against this really good young Orlando Magic team without Anthony Simons. That's saying a little bit of something, that they're facing the right direction. Now it's time to find some tread. You know what I'm saying? And on that last possession, Jeremy Grant has to understand that I can't take all those dribbles, with 20 seconds left and we down 5 in the post, backing the guy down. In that time frame, you want to do that immediately. Get to your bag, get to your shot you're comfortable with, get that shot off, make it, hurry up and get on defense, foul, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you can't be taking all them dribbles, backing the guy down, and then pivot and turn with the help right there. That wasn't good. That wasn't high IQ basketball right there. You know what I'm saying? But again, those are situations that the team can learn from. You know what I'm saying? So comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about the Portland Trailblazers in this game versus the Magic. Anthony Simons being out 4 to 6 weeks. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for joining me. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. All right.
If this world were mine.